Hey guys, today I'm doing something I haven't done before, so this is a milestone for me. I'm actually lubing the clutch and throttle cables. I have no idea when they were done last. They're stiff, they're sticky. I know it needs to be done. It's way overdue. This is supposed to be a 5 to 10 minute job. After all my copious amounts of YouTube video shorts and long form trying to figure out how to do this right, knowing me, it's going to take about 4 hours. We'll see, one, how many times I lose my tools. Where'd my pliers go? All right, where's my 10 millimeter? Where's that 9 millimeter? Two, how messy I get. This is what I got off of all that. This rag is saturated. Wow, my hands are like all black again. Yummy. And three, if I can keep everything off my face. We'll see how things go, because this stuff splashes and it goes all over the place. According to the videos, it's very messy. So let's figure this out. She needs it. I take good care of my old girl, and she needs the work. So join me on this journey to try and find out how badly I can screw this up. Well, so my understanding of this is we have to get the cable loose first. So I kind of expected that. So let's take this old rubber thing off. That came off easy. Yummy. That needs to be cleaned. I'll get to that. So my understanding is we can loosen this. We can loosen this. I need a pair of pliers. Okay. Got my Dollar Tree pliers here waiting for me, so couldn't find any of my other good ones. There we go. Now, supposedly, if you keep, I can see the thread right here. Let's see how far. Oh, that just went tighter. This is not wanting to do what it claimed it was doing. And I imagine those of you who actually work on motorcycles are probably telling me exactly everything I'm doing wrong. Go for it. Criticize me. I'm figuring this out as I go. I've adjusted this before, but I've never had to loosen it completely. I'm not entirely certain what I'm supposed to do here. There's a little bolt thing, so maybe I could take the whole thing off and see if I can get to it that way. You're supposed to just, everything I said, you just loosen this and it'll actually allow you to pull this out. That's not happening. So let me figure out what kind of bolt goes under here. Good chance it's probably 10 millimeters because it's always 10 millimeters and you always lose that one. So let's figure out what it is. I got my socket thing here. Let's find out if it's the elusive 10 millimeter that it's the size for. 10 millimeter. Exactly. Am I really surprised? No. We need to sell like stock of that. Is that tight? That's loose. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I kind of have to say that to myself all the time. Let's get this thing. Let me stop spinning. And spinning. So it's not wanting to, it's not loosening because the top part's spinning. Like, really? This has kind of been my life recently, hasn't it? Put that there. Hopefully I don't lose it because we know how the 10 millimeter likes to disappear. Can you like undo yourself? Stop spinning. There we go. everything always falls. I think that needs to be cleaned, don't you think? Nah, it doesn't need to be cleaned. It's good. It's perfectly good. I'm going to put it right there, protect it. Let's pull this guy up. Ew, this thing's pretty gooey as well. Now, this because right now it's not loose enough. This thing's in the way. If it's not one thing, it's another. Remember how I said it's supposed to be a 5-10 minute job? Yeah, we're already past 10 minutes. Already. Because now that is in the way. And it won't let this come out so I can actually loosen it. Because this is not loosening at all. And it should. So I don't understand why it's not. See, there's only so much cable to loosen. Where'd that tool go? Where'd my pliers go? Oh, they're over there. Oh, guys. It's never easy, is it? If I go this way, it tightens. If I go this way, it loosens, but only loosens so far. And I know you mechanics on there are going to look at this and go, oh, you're doing it wrong. Well, yeah, probably am. But I guess I'm going to have to take this sucker off to get this thing off so I can get the cable loose so I can actually run the lube down it. So we're at 12 minutes now. Okay. Let's get this guy off now because I can't get it off any other way. This is crazy, man. I shouldn't have to go to this much trouble getting this cable loose. This is something you're supposed to be doing every so often. Shouldn't have to remove this. Remember how I said it'd take about 4 hours? Yeah, this is why. The joys of wrenching. Although when you're done, you actually feel very proud of yourself that you got it done and did it yourself. You didn't go to some mechanic and get it done. Nope, they're the one with the screw. Here we go. So what you're seeing me struggle with is this rubber is super glued to this thing. There. Because I put the handles on with super glue. So now I'm actually scared of removing this because if I pull this out of this thing and it goes right back into the cable, we got some problems. So I need to figure out how to loosen this. So back to YouTube.
A few moments later.
Let's see here. I think it needs to be cleaned. Wow, that is tight. But it's not going anywhere, so that's a good thing. Okay, well, let's get to the other part. Let's actually attach this thing and see how it goes. So you're supposed to use one of these guys. I got this on Amazon real cheap. So this is supposed to be going on like that. So there's a little thin part over here. It's supposed to hold it in place, and then you push it as far down as it'll go. I don't think it's supposed to go that far down. I think it's just supposed to set in there because mine's going all the way. It's going out the other end. So then I'm supposed to tighten this nice and tight. Let me grab some towels. So I'm going to be putting this at the base of the clutch cable at the bottom. I want to make sure I can get it all the way around. So when the lube goes through, it will actually catch it instead of dripping all over the ground. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to the bottom of the bike. Let's get all that stuff detached. So first things first, I gotta get this cover off. Come on. There we go. I also like to get this cover off because it's just out of the way. Now I need to get this and that off. So brought several of these. I'm not certain which one fits, so we'll figure it out. First try is the winner. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. There we go. Okay, come on. I thought I had you loose. Ugh. Looks like metal. It's plastic. And that's gross. I need to clean that. That is really nasty. Yeah, it's safe to say I need to clean this guy. So I'll be sure to clean him before I put him back. Ugh, nasty. All right, where's my 10 millimeter? Oh, here it is. Now I gotta take off this plate. It doesn't use a 10 millimeter, it's smaller than that. Let's try 9, see if that works. Nope. 8. How do I know I should be using metric? It's a metric bike, that's why. Well, that was pretty easy. That was a little too easy. It wouldn't let me do it with my fingers. It's too loose for the thing, but too tight for my fingers. It does not want to go out with my fingers. There we go. Don't lose these. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm literally holding it as I turn it because I can't get in there. My fingers are too fat. I don't think anyone's fingers are small enough for that. Maybe a toddler's? Ah, come on, undo. Jesus. There we go. I have no idea where the second part was because none of the others have the same part. All the others have this, but not this. As things start to fall on me. The reason I have this opened up is I can get underneath this and wrap it up nice and tight with the rag. Where'd it go? Wrap it up so I don't get a bunch of lube all over the engine. So I'm going to stick this right here like that. Now this is metal. Why couldn't they make the other piece metal? I don't know. Let's start spraying. Got my cable lube. So my understanding is cable lube really doesn't matter as long as it says cable lube. But got it. And you need to make sure it has this tiny little straw because it's got to fit in here. It's got to go in this hole apparently. And this thing's going to splash all over the place. So I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. It's a little opening right here. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick it in the opening first. Nice and good. There we go. Then I take this, I wrap it up because it's going to spray all over the darn place, apparently. Is it coming out? Ah! You're supposed to tell me when it was coming out. How dare you? Well, we got it in. It is lubed, and I think I sprayed half the bottle in my own hand. This rag is saturated. Well, paper towel. I had to readjust it a couple times because it seemed like we were oozing out more than we were actually getting in. But I think I got it this time. I'm going to do some general cleaning around the handle with some WD-40. Maybe get some of these dark spots cleaned up before I reattach everything and show you when it's all done. I got all these areas cleaned up. So let's try and put all this back together. I'm going to go ahead and get it in this part so I'm not possibly damaging the cable. See how much cleaner it is? It's nice. Well, it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but it's cleaner. There was a little metal thing that was in there. Where'd it go? It's not one thing, it's another. Where did that little metal thing go? This is what I got off of all that. There was a little metal spacer. Ah, here it is. Little metal spacer. Little thingy. Okay. Now, this needs to go back into here. Wow, my hands are like all black again. Let me tell you something. When you're working on old bikes, you can't be scared of stuff like this because you're going to get a bunch of junk all over you. So there's little openings right here. I got to get the openings in. At least that's in the openings now. Let's put this back in. Let's move this out of the way so I can get this guy back in here. Where did I go? Now let's see if I can get this in there without that thing falling out. All right, now it's all back in where it's supposed to be. Now I just got to tighten everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get this bolt back on. So that was this bolt. Ah, you're supposed to go there. Get this bolt back in here. I cleaned the nut. So nut's clean or cleaner. Oh wait, I need back the 10 millimeter. Got this little organizer thing to help keep the sockets. It's kind of nice. It's nice to have because you don't lose things as easily. So before I put this plate back, I want to go ahead and get this bolt in here. Go ahead and get that bolted in. Now I need to tighten this. I don't want it torqued on, but at the same time, I don't want it too loose either. You need a little bit of a space so there's not a tension on the clutch cable at all given times. So they say about 1 millimeter of space. That's 1 millimeter of space. So I just need to tighten that with I need to put this guy back. So where's my screwdriver? Supposed to be a couple of screws down here. Hey, why aren't you closing? There. If it don't fit, beat it. I want the spacing here to be a little tighter so it's not so much up and down movement. Where the heck is the other screw? I put the second screw in my stool and it ain't there no more. That would mean it went rolling somewhere. Yeah, it went rolling. Let's put this back. Let's make sure those are nice and snug and tight. Get that all cleaned up. Now where is the Where's that 9mm? I mean 10mm. It's over there. I don't want so much space between up here and here, so I'm going to tighten this just a little bit more. All right, cool. I want to take the cable lube. I just want to hit this joint in here. Since it's cable lube and it's meant for that, I just want to hit some of this stuff in here. All right, cool. Then we put this rubber thing back, and I'll clean off the handles and stuff so it's a little bit cleaner. But now I move over to the throttle side. It has been 45 minutes for this. Not a 5-10 minute job. Anytime they ever say it's 5-10 minutes, it ain't 5-10 minutes. Never is. Nope. Trying to move over to doing the throttle cables because they need to be done too. Oops. I had to look up where the throttle cables actually go on this particular bike, and they come from here down here, and they actually connect to the carburetor into the tank. So I'm going to have to remove the gas tank. Who said this was 5-10 minute job again? So I know the first thing I got to do is detach the fuel line and the kind of a ventilator off of the petcock. So because my bike is an old carb bike, there's no fuel pump. It has a petcock. I got some pliers here for this thing and my oh so dirty rag to collect any additional fuel while I get this off, because it's inevitably going to drip fuel. Hopefully it's not too much fuel. This thing does not want to come off at all. I don't want to pull on it and break it. That would be bad. But the clamp is off. Let me grab a kind of a flathead screwdriver and kind of coax it off without breaking it. So I'm basically putting my flathead between the rubber and the cock and just kind of spinning it, trying to just loosen it to get it out. I already got the clamp off. I know they don't want these things to come off, but you know, I understand that. All right. So, any fuel in here? A little bit of dribble. Caught it. Just let it drip onto the rag. Okay. I think some people have actually done stuff where they actually stick this up so it's sticking upward so that it's not like dripping out. That works. Just kind of stuck it up into the frame a little. So the fuel line is empty. The disconnect is done. I have an electrical connection to do on the inside. It's not a big deal because I've actually taken all this stuff off before, just not detached the fuel line from the tank. Just lift the tank and do what I need to do. This time I kind of need to remove the tank. So yeah, that was the first time detaching the fuel line from the tank. So that's kind of interesting. I'm going to have to mop my garage floor. There's like oil and goop all over, like grease and goop. I got to give the bike a good cleanup too. She's due for a bath. She deserves a bath. All right, so let's get rid of the rest of this gas tank and then we'll see how it goes. We're already at 1 hour in. 1 hour. So the first step removing this is I got to take this sucker off. Gonna release the screws. And of course, they can't use the same bolt for the small one. They have to change it. You know, it's got to be a different one. Okay, so then, go ahead and remove this. And then this guy has to disconnect from here, and it's never easy to get this thing out. It never is. Oh, there we go. Now it's detached. Then I have to take off this big bolt. All right, let's see, which bolt do I need? Probably a 14. Let's see. Oh, too big. 13. Not quite. It's 12. Okay. Yep. 12. Where's my sockets? Now I need to lift it and disconnect the electrical component that goes to the gas tank, then the gas tank can come off. Aha! Now, if memory serves, this gas tank is free to come off because I've disconnected the electrical, fuel the kind of this air exchange thing, and then all the bolts. So it should come right off. Beautiful, right? So these are the throttle cables. This is where I need to put my rag when I go in and start to lube these guys, because it's going to come out down here, right there. So for all you youngsters out there, that's a carburetor. Works just fine, right? So put the rag here to pick up anything that drips over, just to make sure everything is good. Now some people are actually lucky enough about having their throttle cables easier to get to, so they don't have to remove the gas tank, but apparently I do. So I'm going to move this over. And the first thing I got to do is get this thing off. Okay, so according to my research, we're going to get these gut bolts off so we can get to the throttle controls, loosen them up, get them detached, do the clutch thing. So let me get this thing off so we can actually adjust it and all this other lovely bunches of oats. Where'd my screwdriver go? All right, so gotta love this. It's like, I didn't think about maybe we need to get in there. Maybe I need to find not such a fat Phillips head. What's skinnier? Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't want anybody to make sure that we didn't take that off now, did they? This is now officially out of the way. Now, the throttle cables need to be loosened so I can get them detached. So let me move the camera over here where you can see what I'm doing. One thing I do know is you got to loosen these screws here on the throttle cable adjuster. Then you got to spin this whole thing, and it's not the easiest thing to spin. Where's my pliers? So I've adjusted throttle cables before, so I know that this is actually how you do it. You bring it all the way in, and that loosens it up a lot. See, why can't the clutch side be have this much play at the top so we can actually disconnect stuff. Right. I remember adjusting these years ago, and they weren't that terribly easy to adjust back then either. They weren't easy when I put, okay, I can't speak today. So what I did, you know what? Like I said, I need a film crew. I get so focused on this work that I'm not paying attention to what the camera's doing. This is where I need needle nose pliers. Preferably some without any sharp tips. Which conveniently, I do. These are pliers meant for jewelry, but it works. All you have to do is turn the throttle handle to get the other one out. It's super easy. Okay. I'm going to guess I need to take this thing off. I is smart. Or at least I'd like to think I'm smart. Yeah, that's not going to come out. So we all know what this means. More research.
A few moments later.
So I took all this stuff off and found out through my research that I originally said it had to be done for this bike. These throttle cables are Teflon lined and they are not to be lubed. Clutch, yes, not these. So I got to put all this back. It's gonna take a while to put everything back. But at least I know I don't have to worry about it and it's fine. Just wish I knew about that sooner before I started taking all this stuff off. But hey, I may have done all of this, but you know what? I learned a little bit more each day. That's the important part. Did I learn? Yeah, I learned, and give me another hour and a half getting all this stuff back on and losing the 10 millimeter a couple of more times. And all my other tools a couple more times. I'm going to call it a day on this video. I'm not going to show you the whole button up process. That'd be boring and everything. So ride safe, guys.